might just be the jungler pick here for Infinite King, and then we go to the Fredrin Zushin again for Team Falcons. Now the question is, do they steal the Granger here?
That's a big question, because I feel like Team Falcons right now, I feel like after that Arlet game for Flapteezy, kind of want to just go back, run it back, go for that Zushin, Fredrin, and Arlet. And for Twisted Minds, they could potentially steal that away. Kaloy had played the Arlet role from time to time.
I would say best pick here is Granger Arlet or Granger Lapu. That's their best choice.
Kalea is open too.
Kalea, it's kind of weird because again, you have to play against the Zushin, but they still go back to the Kalea, which is fine. It's it's a Kaloi signature. You'd be surprised how many people actually think of Kaloi as one of the stellar Kalea players.
Yeah, and 100%, yes. This is going to be...
You sound like Cody Rhodes right now.
No, I'm kidding. There's only one. I mean, there's more than one.
More than one. No.
Okay, so for Super Marco, just someone with a Purify.
Yeah.
It has to be someone with a Purify that you can put on the gold laner.
Just not the Moscow, please. Go for the Harris.
Something faster. That's where my brain was going at too. I like the Harris, and I want to see Falcons consider actually picking up the Badang this time for Ogwin.
Oh.
So this time it's going to be there.
Not the Arlet?
Pick up the Badang. The Arlot for Flap, Badang for Ogwin.
They're still going to go back. They're going to run it back. It worked out.
Good.
And then Red for Badang.
Yeah, Red for Badang, then save your gold lane pick for last. If not Badang, then maybe you can settle for... if you see the mid laner already, oh wait, no, you're not going to see the mid laner. Should they risk it to pick up Gatot? But you know what? No, I'll stick to it. Pick up the Badang Red 4.
Yeah, honestly, I can get behind the Gatot pick, considering that it's one of the most popular answers against the Kalea, because it does provide some counter engage and some counter jumps onto the back line if if Kaloi finds a target in front of Team Falcons. And other than that, I think aside from the Harith, you go for the carry for Super Marco. So Twisted Minds, if they are thinking ahead, banning out the carry here might just make sense. You let Team Falcons pick up the Harith, so that if you win the early game tempo for Twisted Minds, you just basically snowball off of that, and then there's no late game answer.
Yeah,
it comes down to team fights basically.
And in terms of team fighting, right now I would say that Twisted Minds, they do have a slight range advantage with this Kalea and the Granger, but in terms of prolonged team fights, this trio coming in from Team Falcons is just one of the most devastating prolonged team fights trio in this meta. The Hylos is also available to take for Falcons if ever they keep it open.
They ban out the lab.
Magic is my life.
So
okay, they ban Harith.
Oh wait, no, yeah. Oh, the Phobius. Okay, there was something I'm missing in this. What's up with the sequences? And then I saw the Phobius was actually banned out. I saw that late. So I'm still gonna stick to my guns to say maybe consider the Badang or the Gatot. One of those two.
Yeah, it's a Gatot.
And then your gold lane. It's tough because if Twisted Minds ends up with another EXP laner that can just pack another Vengeance, you're gonna think twice about the carry. Anyone with a strong basic attack. But that's why with the Harith also gone. Yeah, no matter what happens, I feel like Super Marco's pick is gonna struggle a bit. They might just settle for lane matchup and what?
Maybe a
Irithel?
No. I would have preferred a Bruno, honestly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the strong burst, chunky burst right away.
I hate this so much for Team Falcons.
Yeah, you now have to deal with Vengeance on the CC.
There's so many overloads that could happen in front of the Fredrin, and it sort of creates a divide for what Team Falcons want.
Yeah.
Now the Arlet has to just constantly find the CC. Now you add more layers to the problem. You have a Kami on Sean once again.
Yeah, and Sean is looking to be one of the more, I would say, top-tier Kimi users in our league right now.
Okay, one way you can fix this is you give Ogwin either Hilda or Hylos. I think one of those two. If you go Grok here, you're just gonna suffer against the CC. Okay, they go for the Badang. That's a good call.
Yeah, still a lot of crowd control here. If you look at the composition here for Team Falcons, it is very, very obvious that they're going in for prolonged team fights, crowd control, and eventually global pressure via this Moskov. But for Twisted Minds, just a lot of artillery damage able to sustain in the front line on this Kalea and this Baksha. A lot of survivability and range for Twisted Minds.
Yeah, my concern here for Team Falcons is that this draft suddenly became this lineup should work in early game, because if we don't, then we're just losing mid game because we have to wait for the Moskov to farm. And the problem is, Twisted, they're gonna have that luxury of, if they win enough of early game, they can just constantly kill the Batang and not have to worry about the final slash because there's a CC in this game.
Well, we're about to find out. This is game number 3. This is where the story ends between Twisted Minds and Team Falcons. The last time that these two teams met in week 1, we saw Twisted Minds sweep Falcons. And now Team Falcons, after that game 2 victory, able to have another shot at breaking the streak. Let's see as we enter the Land of Dawn. Twisted Minds, they had a stellar game number 1. The team fighting coming in from Sean and Nosia. They have to see that again as we enter game number 3. And this is perhaps one of the most, if not the most important series so far for Team Falcons here, because the moment that you hit an 8-game lose streak, that says something, dude.
Yeah.
And that does something to you.
Yeah, honestly, if you ever reach that point, like you lose 8 games in a row, you suddenly feel the the gripping emotion of that might have been it, you know?
Yeah.
Good to see the fans here in the arena, and it's a packed house for this series. And as we head into the golden rivalry,
hey, come on, we already saw you earlier.
the cameraman have a crush on that woman?
I'm not sure, bro.
Filipino sniper, bro.
He's the real Filipino sniper. And meanwhile, we look at the Falcons nest right now. That's our Clearhead super fan of the day.
Hey,
It's Brigida.
it's Brigida.
It's Brigida.
Clear
And
picture,
then,
Brigida.
And oh yeah, we got the bros right in the corner too. And ain't that some guy?
Some guy.
Oh, he's gonna buy the Beatrix.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
He has money.
He has money.
Sir,
Get me some skin.
Give me more bullets. There you go. That's the Beatrix.
Yeah.
The Skyforce Maverick.
Yeah.
Locked in for this dude. What a good commercial break we had. Let's go back here.
All for the Beatrix skin.
All for the Beatrix skin in the Land of Dawn, and perhaps one of the most important games in Season 16 Falcons history.
Okay. Slow, steady start for the beginning, and of course, as expected, aggressive trade. But Oakland, deep dive cut to check out MP the King's rotation. He showed himself up. Now he's gonna get caught out.
Honestly, I don't agree with that move.
Be careful, Oakland. Now the CC's gonna come down.
Okay.
Cyclone, Lansu jumps in, and he'll be able to get away. But that was a deep cut, bro.
Yeah. Deep cut plus a flicker bird as well on the side of Team Falcons. And that just means that for first turtle, it's going to be a flickerless Batang on the end of Team Falcons.
The reason why I don't agree with that move is that it did not accomplish anything for Ogwin. He basically just had to walk over the jungle of Twisted Minds. Didn't even pressure the Baksha at all. It did force out some movements, but that's just gonna naturally come out from a Kami and a Kalea.
Also have to acknowledge, this is only the second time MP the King played this Baksha this season. First time was that victory earlier in this series.
Maybe just had a lot of reps in the scrims before this week, and honestly speaking, MP the King on utility jungle, it's not looking so bad. We are very used to him using a lot of assassins, but right now, the utility jungle that we've seen from Twisted Minds, and it seems that Nosia will still be able to get that. But the top lane fight here.
Topside Kaltizi getting blasted, and that's actually first blood for Sean. Meanwhile, Flapteezy and Oakland seeking to get rid out, but they get bursted down by Sean. Flapteezy will be up next. Oh, Vengeance, everything. He's trying to make magic, but no, it's just too overwhelming from Twisted.
Brother, if that final slash landed, this timeline would have been different.
Yeah, unfortunately, didn't have the level 4 yet. He got level 4 right after he died. But Team Falcons, questionable decision there. Why would you fight into a winning XP, a surge of life? Oh, wait.
They have a slight advantage here. Kaloy stops Kaltizi, but Kaltizi takes out too much damage. Final slash yet again by Flap. Well, Lansu, Sean and Epi trying to provide, but the SOD barely misses. Kaltizi trying to hold on to get the retry, and he does, while the rest of Twisted Minds continue to fight into it. Sean on this Kimmy is still a massive problem. Ogwen pops the fist crack, trying to get away from Lansu, and things finally simmer down.
And now Twisted Minds holds a 1.4k gold lead against Team Falcons. You were talking about why Falcons fought that fight, and now on that turtle, they were able to secure it, but it seems that they lost so much.
Yeah, MP died because of the the slashes coming out from Flapteezy, constant vengeances, and he didn't get the retribution in. It was Kalteezy that took down the turtle, but as Renmer mentioned, this Kimmy is becoming a big problem. Not rushing the Sky Piercer this time. I think he's going for the what is this? Concentrated first. So more sustain for the Kimmy, because there's a lot of like spill damage coming out from Team Falcons.
Luis 3-0 and 2. We're getting a little bit closer and closer to the time where mids are the carries.
Yeah, and we are already seeing a lot of savages from the mid lane itself. And in terms of damage dealt overall, it's not so far from happening, honestly. The Eve deals a lot of damage right now. The Zushin deals a lot of damage, plus crowd control. So right now for Twisted Minds, they're still ahead by 1.4k, and Kaloy waiting for his flicker 20 seconds before that stop, and right before that turtle, they'll be able to have complete battle spells. Same could be said here for Team Falcons.
Okay, he's gonna try something. Final slash. Okay, Sean able to sidestep and the punish. Sean on this Kimmy continues to be a problem, and he continues to survive. Remember the name and remember the game. Sean has put himself on the map.
Dude, the way he played it too, like he saw the mark came out, so he tried dodging right before Flap actually used the vengeance, and then used the first skill the moment Flap dashed in, and then did the sort of like ankle breaker move against the Arlot. Final slash misses from Flapteezy, and he was stuck under the tower.
Insane play coming in from Sean, and now Twisted Minds trying to take this turtle for themselves.
Okay, zone in. Here comes the Tsunami Slam entry there by Kaloy. He finds Flapteezy. Meanwhile, the fist crack by Ogwen, stopping the tempo of the deep for Twisted Minds, but Twisted Minds is still fighting. Look at Nosha, look at Sean. Kalteezy trying to provide damage with the ultimate, but he gets taken down. Still too much damage, still too strong. It's the front line of Twisted.
But it seems that the game here for Falcons is starting to be the split push coming in from Super Marco as he brings out SOD defense with the outplay.
Wait. Double stun, not enough damage just yet.
Dude, I was gonna say, no way. But Super Marco finds a way.
That is insane angles coming in from Super Marco. Accomplished two things. Not only did he get a turret up top, but he was able to defend the mid lane for a bit more.
Yeah.
And that bit more could be that push that they need in the early game.
Yeah, this is enough, I would say, time bought by Team Falcons. Even though that team fight in the Turtle Pit was kind of horrendous for Team Falcons, Super Marco, again, keeping the game intact for them. Twisted Minds, they still have to send heroes here in the mid lane to take down that mid lane tower.
And in terms of battle spells, Sean and Nosha still has their flickers available already in case a fight breaks out. And meanwhile, for the side of Team Falcons, Ogren will get his flicker up in less than 2 seconds. I feel like this is going to be a free turret on the side of Twisted Minds as we enter the 6-minute mark. It's 40 seconds before we see the final turtle of the game, and it seems that looking at the map right now, Twisted Minds is still able to hold control over this game.
Yep. Roll in from the Baksha, trying to find something here in the middle lane. But they're just going to try and scare off Team Falcons. But they find Ogwen.
Finds an angle. That's going to be a Tsunami Slam locked down onto him. He gets a flicker out of there. Meanwhile, Flapteezy! Final slash! But the damage is still not enough from Falcons. Super Marco needs to back off. Fuel gets caught out. This Kimmy continues to be a massive headache for Falcons alongside the Granger of Nosha.
100% KP on this Kimmy. perhaps one of the best Kimmies in Season 16.
Yeah, dude, this is what I've been saying earlier from the draft. Now they get enough momentum. They have a luxury of just picking targets for Twisted Minds. Anybody that shows up near the Kalea would just be taken out. It can be Flap, it can be Kyle DZ, it can be Owen, it can be anybody. Meanwhile, you have Team Falcons. You have to wait for the Moscow to output the damage, but also you need to find that final slash setup. Everything has to be perfect for Team Falcons. That's the problem that they're facing right now.
Yeah. Just goes to show here in the history of MLBB, Kimmy Granger is undefeated. Not statistically, but like the concept together as a whole. This is an old combo from way back. And of course, with Kimmy's readjustment coming back here. Huge fan of Kimmy Granger.
And look at this, very different itemization or item path here on the side of this Kimmy in game number 2. A rush in the Divine Glaive, plus that concentrated energy. Kaloy trying to find an angle. Kyle TZ significantly
Anybody
low.
can
Now Slap already locked down CC immune, but they're all linked up together by the curtain call. Final slash again by Flap TZ. Super Marco in the thick of it all, and he's gonna get blasted by Sean. Kyle TZ is gone. Make that 3 down for Falcons, and the wings have been clipped. These Falcons are no longer flying, they're crawling down to earth as Twisted Minds, Sean and Nosha are bulletproof.
Owen looking for 10 seconds to save it, and it seems that the shields will buy him that
It's
time.
8:30. It's 8:30. It's still too early.
It's still too early.
It feels like Twisted Minds is just rolling over the dead bodies here of Team Falcons. But we did mention this during the draft, so this is a problem for Team Falcons. They will have to wait for the Moscow timing. Problem is, even if you do reach that point, your team fight has to be perfect. Your final slashes has to be perfect. Fredern has to tank so many damage against a CC, a Kalea, a Baksha, Kimmy, and Granger. And guess what? You might not even have enough damage because there's 2 damage dealers on the side of Twisted Minds.
And that's scary if you're Team Falcons. And looking back at week 1, the first victory that Team Falcons got in Season 16 was against Aurora. In Game 1, they were down by 10,000 gold. At one point, people thought Falcons were out during that time. But Super Marco on this Moscow pick, able to defend it twice, make that thrice against Aurora Gaming in that Game 1 victory. They were able to come back and get that series for themselves. And right now down by 7,000 gold in a scenario that they cannot lose. Super Marco throws out that SOD, misses the mark. And now Lord is secured for Twisted Minds, and another defense yet to happen for Team Falcons.
That was nothing but a Hail Mary toss there by Super Marco. Twisted Minds were slowly dragging that Lord take. And once that SOD was seen, that's when they decided to go all out. All right, what are the chances looking here for Falcons Midnight? Because right now it looks very bleak.
I would say if there's any measurements to this game, probably 90 to 10. Like Twisted Minds, 90% of the times you play this game, they're just naturally gonna win. 10% is those situations where Flap lands a beautiful final slash. Super Marco, pushes 2 heroes with the Spirit of Mystery, and then Kyle TZ gets an amazing Appraiser's Wrath. But that's a big ask of this lineup, especially being under 8,000 gold.
Well, with all the momentum in the world, here comes Twisted Minds with a Lord push in the mid lane. Kaloy finds one!
Flicker, Tsunami Slam as well. Flap Daisy brought down really well as the Arlot gone. One of the major win conditions that they could use to win it. And time runs out. Space. Owen with a flicker. Combo entry. Super Marco in the back with the angle. It's awkward. No damage. Not enough. Falcons can only watch as Twisted has one more minion wave coming in. Epi the King taken down. Minions are in. Is it enough? It is not. Falcons survive.
And just in the nick of time, Flap TZ's alive. They're able to breathe. One inhibitor turret down. Team Falcons still down by 7k, but they are still not out.
Yeah, MP the King thought game was done.
Yeah.
He was trying to chase Kyle TZ to dissuade the defense from Team Falcons. Unfortunately, both MP and Lansu died, and because of that, they couldn't really push the base of Team Falcons. Both teams might have to wait for the for the next Lord, which is going to be spawning in a minute. Twisted Minds, however, they still have a huge lead, but they have to worry about the scaling of the Moscow. This is still, again, as you mentioned, a Moscow from Super Marco that has turned so many games in the late game.
Yeah, and we're going to wait for equilibrium. I feel like at this point for Team Falcons, time is not their ally, but they're making sure to get as much as time that they can. But 30 seconds from now, that's going to be the next Lord of the game. Twisted Mind still has a clear advantage with the mid lane pushing ever so slightly against Team Falcons. It's going to be a hard task for Falcons to potentially win that team fight unless that big ask coming in from Flcn with a beautiful final slash is able to come in clutch for Team Falcons.
Yeah. Slow push built up here on top side. Team Falcons, they will have to address that at some point. They will send the Moskov towards that area. They pop the vision as well. They see 4 members on the side of Twisted Minds in front of the Lord area.
Yep.
They're gonna have to do this blind, however. They don't see the Lord HP.
Now the Lord just yet. Kaloy already jumped up in the air, but they're not going to be able to get close enough to the Lord. Lansu with the zone out curtain call, and here comes the damage, but Ogwin in the back. Here comes the SOD. It's going to land. Is it finally going to be a turnaround for Falcons? Super Marco! Nasha down. Flcn down. Super Marco still alive. And Team Falcons are fighting into it. Double kill for the bulletproof. MP the King is holding on, but he gets taken out. Triple kill for the man they call Marco.
The Spears of Vengeance come in clutch for Super Marco, and just like what he did in the first victory of Falcons in Season 16, he is able to defend once again against this Lord twice in a row. Clutch defense for Team Falcons.
Amazing angle that he finds with the SOD, jumping outside of the Lord pit, using the Spear of Misery to take out Nausea. Unfortunately for Sean, he couldn't follow up because he was inside of the Lord pit as well, and he was being hit by the passive. And Team Falcons, off of that one Lord play, they're able to clinch their way back to this game, now down by just 2,000 gold. Super Marco is getting big.
Equalized at 14 minutes. This was a 9,000 gold lead 5-6 minutes ago. Twisted Minds had all the opportunities to end this game. They were at the cusp of eliminating Team Falcons from this series, but one crucial defense led to another, and now Team Falcons has a valid, a solid chance at winning, at snapping that streak. Let's watch this replay. Perhaps one of the most clutchest Marco plays in this season.
Once he goes in, that SOD, and the wall from the Badang, the pick that I said would show up here, coming in big time because it pairs up so well with the Moskov and pairs up so well against teams that you want to try and outsmart in team fighting. This is a pick that I feel like acknowledges, oh my god, Twisted Minds. And look, Marco was cold-blooded. He was just like, hey, cool, I did something cool.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Marco.
It was like, all right, 3 down. Next.
Job's not finished.
Okay, Basha. Oh, I couldn't get it. This is Skype. Wait, is this Sky Piercer on the side of Falcons? No. Okay, there's not. So it was just few taking down the Basha earlier.
Yeah, no room for error though for both teams. For Twisted Minds, they're currently number 4 in this league, and securing a win against Team Falcons might just be able to secure a better position entering the next few weeks of MPL.
We have to acknowledge though, Twisted Minds has been in this situation many times this season. There's a reason why at some point they were ending the week's top 1, why they were eventually able to defeat Onyx in a series that Sensui was playing the jungle at. This team is so good from the clapback, and if you discount Twisted Minds, if Falcons overstep and they cannot get Sean and Nausea, this story is going to end with them losing this. They need to respect Twisted Mind's ability to make a comeback.
And this is going to be the 3rd Lord of the game. Team Falcons already setting up around their purple buff, but a big group up here coming in for Twisted Minds. Still no immortality here for MP the King. And this might just be the most important Lord for Kyle TZ to be able to secure here. And they're going to hold it down for them this time around. Few sent out to clear out the mid lane. This is going to be really hard to keep them in balance, but they do find Lansu. But that's not going to land so far.
Guys,
another reset on the Lord.
There's a Wind of Nature in Akemi, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Adjustments, bro.
Oh, it's a quick adjustment there by Sean. Let's see if the Wind of Nature, the wind chance, going to come in big time. Ogren with the conceal already. Spotted out by Lansu. Twisted Minds still slowing things down. Want to acknowledge it. They take away a big resource from Ogwen. Entry, Few gets caught out. TC immune, but he survives. Crimson Beacon as well. But look at Lansu into the back. But the turnaround might be real as Ogwen, but Sean lives. Kyle TZ tries to go to him. Marco with the win chant. Marco trying to hold on. Lansu with a kill out to Flap TZ. MP the King going after Marco. Few helping Marco survive.
A 2-for-2 trade and nobody takes the Lord. The jungler for Twisted Minds is still alive, but Kyle TZ is out for 25.
Dude, this is becoming a marksman battle between these two teams. Unfortunately, there's two on the side of Twisted.
Yeah.
So the odds are still stacked against Team Falcons here, even though the game has equalized. We've hit equilibrium for both sides. It's just that Twisted Minds, they output more damage, and they also negate more damage because of the couple of the blade armors on the lineup of Twisted Minds. But again, these angles that they keep finding on Team Falcons are what's holding this game. That jump from Ogwen allowed Kyle TZ to snipe the Granger with just one Appraiser's Wrath.
And entering this next Lord fight, this might just be the biggest shot for both teams to end it all. It's going to be an Evolved Lord now, come 18 minutes. And looking at the immortalities right now, you mentioned the Wind of Nature on this Kimmy. We're yet to see that in big action as of now, but Twisted Minds now going to hold this Lord, this Evolved Lord that snubs everything else, that wants to end the game.
Look at Marco though.
Marco on the other side.
He's providing space. Falcons getting zoned out here by Lansu. A one-man zone out by Lansu. This CC has saved it for Twisted. Marco it lands onto Nasho. Nosher crown. Immortality also built up, but the double stun. Oh, Marco. Kaloy goes in. Marco survives. But look at this Kimmy still fighting. Falcons alive. Double for Marco.
And they're going to clear out this Lord. 5 people still alive for Falcons. They have waited 4 weeks for this moment. Half HP on this Lord. Marco in the clutchest ever he has been. But 30 seconds left on Lansu. Twisted Minds could still be able to defend this.
He wanted to cut it.
What are you doing here, MP?
This might be a massive error. Why would he try to cut it? Why is he trying to buy time? What for? He pulls attention. He gives a kill. Is this going to be worth it, MP the King?
Why did you have to go out? The waves were pushed in to the side of Team Falcons. That's a waste of a hero over on the side of Twisted Minds. They're still going to have 4 members though, but top and mid, they're going to get shoved.
But this is... But I feel like with what MP King did, 4 people now still alive, defending against Team Falcons. The Lord was in their favor, which meant that Falcons couldn't get anything out of it.
Multiple carries. The fact that Falcons are dealing with multiple carries, it's still too tough of a mountain to climb. They are slowly climbing it, but even though they spend so much to get multiple kills, as long as either the Kimmy or the Granger still stands, they cannot end it.
Yeah, and because of that, Team Falcons for the first time ever in this game has felt that they are in the lead with the gold lead going to their favor.
Not the Cloud, not again. Final slash, but the entry by Kaloy. He finds the mark, but Super Marco able to get away. Everything decides to go after Super Marco.
the vengeance!
Kyle, Ogwen, find Kaloy, find Sean in the back. SOD lands. Super Marco gets the kill onto Sean, while Marco still alive. Tight. Flap CZ with a final slash.
And they're going to continue the onslaught, and they finally take them down. It is a wipeout for Team Falcons, and the drought is finished. It descended for the Falcons' nest.
Moskov is a hero, often connected with comebacks and redemption. When you thought their flight has ended, they continue to fly on the wings of Super Marco!
Oh my, it feels like a celebration for almost everybody. We saw an amazing game from Twisted, but finally, after a handful of games, Team Falcons claw their way back and ready to soar once more.
And the super rookies of Twisted Minds put up a great show. They almost took down the Falcons in one fell swoop. they have such bright futures ahead of them with that type of performance against former world champions Team Falcons. Now with their first victory after 4 weeks, they have finally found what has worked for them. It's no longer a story of almosts and what ifs. It is a story of what's next to come. And we're gonna talk to Team Falcons with our hosts in the main stage.
And gentlemen, this is the great comeback of Team Falcons! Team Falcons, congratulations on this win. Grabe ang naging comeback nyo. After so many weeks na kinailangan yung bumawi, I want to talk to you, Flcn. What a performance with your Arlot. Ano ba muna gusto mo sabihin sa Falcons Nest?
Maraming salamat sa pagsuporta nyo kahit nasa ano kami. Nasa baba kami. Sana patuloy nyo lang kaming suportahan. Mas gagalingan pa namin.
Ano yun? Classmate buff? May buff daw kayo, sabi mo few. Anong buff nyo ngayon?
Dito po yung girlfriend ko pati yung mga kaklase ko.
Wow! Ang dami pa rin sumusuporta sa Team Falcons and second half na nga ng ating regular season. Mukhang ito na nga ang inyong pagbawi, Flcn. Ano ba yung mga ginawa nyo the past few weeks to encourage each other na makabangon moving forward?
Iniisip namin na hindi pa huli yung lahat na kayang-kaya namin bumawi. Tsaka nagpo-focus kami sa sarili namin. Hindi namin pinapasok sa utak yung mga sinasabi ng mga ibang tao about sa team namin.
And we're aware of that, di ba, Flcn? Nakikita natin yan. And good thing na even all from those na nakikita niyong criticisms, you're able to bounce back. And now, meron tayong bagong patch with the Project Next. Tingin niyo ba factor to sa pagbangon ng team niyo ngayon?
Feeling ko hindi naman masyado. Talagang yung progress lang talaga namin yung parang all in kami sa tiwala sa progress namin na paunti-unti lang makabawi kami. Hindi kami nag-expect na isang mabilisang bawi talaga eh. Kaya inunti-unti talaga namin yung pagbawi namin.
And nakita namin yun ngayon, no? Reverse sweep ang nagawa nyo against your opponents. And now, ano ba yung pinaka-paborito mong map as a mid laner? Pinaka-paborito mong map sa ating bagong patch?
Ang para sa akin, ang gusto kong map yung Flying Cloud eh. Kasi ang bilis bumalik sa lane kapag nagre-regen, mga ganun.
Maganda nga yung map na yan. And gusto ko din makausap tong si Super Marco. Doon sa Game 3. Ang dami mong fan, Super Marco. Doon sa Game 3, sobrang laki ng gold deficit na kailangan yung bawiin. Sabi nga din ng ating mga casters, I think umabot ata ng 8,000 gold league kung hindi ako nagkakamali. At nakuha mo pa ng triple kill doon sa may Lord Pit. Ano ba yung tumatakbo sa isip mo during that Game 3 na hindi kayo bumitaw?
Siguro mindset lang namin nung time na yun, gusto lang namin makabawi. Parang tumray kumlash kung sakali makabawi.
And you did that, guys. Oh, Gwen and Kyle TZ, do you want to say something to your fans right now?
Din tayo nga thankful kasi nakapunta sa gitna ng hindi nagbabaw. Nakapag-interview din.
At ngayon, ito na ang time nyo para magbow as winners. Once again, your winners, Team Falcons! Congratulations! Natapos din ang losing streak ng Team Falcons for how many weeks? And they are coming back stronger with our current patch. Nagkaroon nga sila ng comeback win against Twisted Minds and we are excited to know kung ano nga bang nangyari lalo na sa Game 3 na yun.
Maraming salamat, Odin. We are back here in the desk with perhaps one of the best series to watch if you are a Team Falcons fan.
Yeah.
And for Twisted Minds, they could afford that loss. If Falcons took that L, that would have been devastating
Yeah.
for the entire, not just team, but the org.
Yeah, it was Owen himself who just said in the interview that he was grateful that finally he can go up to the stage not just to bow, but to actually have an interview with Odin because they won.
Yep. And our MVP, none other than the man himself, Super Marco, on this Moscow performance. We saw it from week 1, and now in week number 5, they get this victory once again at the back of this performance.
Dude, this is a cracked version of a Moscow if I've ever seen one. He did so many things in this game. First off, that defense in the mid lane, like I was gonna say no, that's not possible, Marco. Don't do it, but he did it anyway. Put 2 heroes in one. Spear of Misery, was able to land it, defended mid, and forced 2 heroes away from that lane for a couple of minutes. And it allowed Team Falcons to, again, buy more time. And then, alright, Twisted Minds came to play in the next few objectives. We thought they were going to end the game by 8:30 because of this team fight. But Super Marco, sorry, not Super Marco, but I would say MP the King and Lanzu made a mistake of jumping in, even without minions, by the way.
Yeah.
And after that, we got this beautiful Lord fight where Super Marco found 2 good targets behind the enemy lines. And those 2 targets were the important ones. The Granger, first off, he landed an amazing Spear of Misery onto Nausea. And then he snipes the Kimi with the passive. Didn't die to him, however, but he got so many kills in this team fight that he equalized the economy between them and the 2 marksmen on the side of Twisted Minds. And after that, every single team fight that we saw was just perfect execution from Team Falcons. Layers upon layers of crowd control from Ogwin, from Kyle TZ, from the final slashes of Flap. Granted that, you know, the layer is what matters for Team Falcons. They were finding creative jumps. Like Ogwen had 2 amazing jumps in the late game. One was on the Granger when he sniped the Granger behind the enemy lines, and the SOD connected from the Moscow. They were able to snipe Nausea off of the team fight before Twisted Minds could react. And then this play from MP the King was super weird. The waves were pushed in, and he still went out. And because of this, Falcons had to force the fight inside the base of Twisted Minds 5v4, and they were able to get the map advantage. And here, Super Marco almost died to the blade armor damage. He stopped hitting the Baksha after the roll because he knew he could just outrun the Baksha. And once again, the layers of control behind the enemy lines. That Ogwen, that Badang pickup was the key factor as well for Team Falcons. And then the SOD landed from Super Marco to finish up this game.
Brother experiencing victory after 4 weeks, and that's the most they could give.
Dude, we got smiling, laughing Marco before the 6th sequel of a popular video game series.
Well, it is a 21-minute game. I honestly felt that was around a 28 or 29-minute game with how many things were happening all around the map. It was a spectacular start from Twisted Minds. At some point in the game, they held the lead all the way to a 9k gold lead. It was looking hopeless. It was looking bleak for the side of Team Falcons, but 3 times they defended back to back to back, and they're able to close it out the same way that they got their victory against Aurora in game 1. Week 1.
Dude, if somebody asks me if I regret saying the 19-10, no. This was Twisted game to win. Again, they were almost able to close out the game by 8:30. And Super Marco held on. Falcons held on. They found good team fights. They found good initiations. But the cream of the crop is these SODs from Super Marcos, the target selection as well, the timings on the jumps, the dashes, the Spear of Miseries. It was all beautiful. It was almost like picture perfect from Team Falcons.
Literally poetry in motion. Whenever he went in and out on those fights, when he stopped attacking at the perfect time, this dude was in the face of a Baksha in a CC in the first 3 seconds of that crucial team fight. It was perfect coming in from Twisted Minds.
Dude, Sean and Kaloy played their absolute darn minds out. And then after that, there was a scene where Lanzu was doing a one-man